Yugioh
is fucking expensive.
Welcome to Building on a Budget, my next Yu-Gi-Oh journey. Last week we opened 3 Saga of Blue Eyes White Dragon structure decks, threw them together, and had 3 matches. We lost the first one against Corion. We lost the second one, I think it was Salamangreat, and then the third duel was Exodia, which we kind of took that one by storm because, you know, I don't know, I'm not too familiar with Exodia decks, but he kind of ran out of draw power toward the end of both of those matches, and we were just able to hit him with far too much firepower. That being said, we did spend our whole $9 budget, and I'll break that down right now. We have $3 from the base budget, plus $3 extra because we are starting a week behind our rival Corion, and we also have $3 from winning that match against the Exodia player. So I'm just going to showcase we actually got 9 cards within our $9 budget. We have 3 White Stone of the Ancients. We also have 2 Sage with the Eyes of Blue. I want to give a big shout out to TCG Empire for selling me these cards. They sold them to me pretty cheap. I got the 3 White Stone of Ancients for $2 altogether, and I got the Sages with the Eyes of Blue for $2 a piece. That rounds off to $6 right there. Next, I actually bought a Forbidden Chalice Premium Gold right here, first edition. This one was sold to me for $2 by Pause Joker Games at Frankenstein's Collectible Show. Both of these guys are at Frankenstein's Collectible Show. I actually went there to buy these cards. Probably should have filmed some over there, but maybe I'll do that next time I go. But I got one Forbidden Chalice, but they actually threw in the gold rare one because I told them that I was doing this challenge, and they actually didn't have any more of the premium gold. So big shout out to Jonathan. Check him out on Instagram. I'll have his Instagram in the description below. And lastly, right there, that is $8. So to round off our $9 budget, we have 2 Twin Twisters I bought for 50 cents a piece. So we're just going to throw these into the deck, and I'll show you what that looks like. So I'll show off the main deck first. We're running 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon. Of course, it's like the staple of the deck. I mean, some people cut it down to 2, but right now we actually need that because we don't have all the cards that we need for the deck. We also we're still running 2 Heretic Dragon of Tefnuit. I took out one for one of the cards that we added from this week's budget. Next, we're actually going to do 3 Honest. We're going to keep that in the deck for a while. It's really good in those situations where they just try to attack, they actually get a monster that can attack over your monsters. Usually nothing can, you know, go over Blue Eyes White Dragon, but some situations you're going to have to use the Honest to just put some extra damage on them. Then we've got the 3 White Stone of the Ancients. Amazing card. Basically just when it's sent to the graveyard, or once per turn during the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck. And then you can banish it to target a Blue Eyes in your graveyard and add it to your hand. We're also still running 2 White Stone of the Ancients. I took one out. It's not as needed right now because you don't really need Blue Eyes in your hand as much right now because we don't run Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon yet. And then our 1 Flamvell Guard, just in case we need to bring that out with like Silver's Cry or something. We're also we put in the 2 Sage with the Eyes of Blue. Amazing card. You know, it tutors out your other level 1 light tuner monsters from the deck. And you can target one effect monster you control, send it to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon a Blue Eyes from your deck. Awesome card. Next, we are running 3 Maiden with Eyes of Blue. Just put it on the field, set it, and forget it like a crock pot. Now, when this card is targeted for an attack, you can negate the attack, and if you do, switch it to defense position and special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard. It's just, it tutors out Blue Eyes White Dragon basically in multiple different ways. We're still running 3 cards of continents because we did up the Dragon Tuner count, level 1 Dragon Tuner count. So that's cool. And then we're only running 2 trade-in now. Again, we only run 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon. We don't have any Blue Eyes alternative White Dragons, so we won't need a 3rd trade-in yet. But one day we might get those Blue Eyes alternative White Dragons. Next, we're running 3 Dragon Shrine. It basically just sends a Blue Eyes, send a White Stone of the Ancients, and then from there you can, banish the White Stone of the Ancients, special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon to your side of the field. Awesome, awesome card. 2 Silver's Cry, a quick play Monster Reborn for your normal monsters, your normal dragon monsters. Then we're running the 2 Twin Twisters. This was actually, this was actually kind of a format call. It's kind of more against Ikorion's deck because, he sets those mask changes. I want to be able to Twin Twisters them, either force them out or hit them at the end phase so that he's not able to, use them against me on my turn. Also, the Forbidden Chalices. It not only does it give a boost in attack to the monster that it targets, but if I use it against Ikorion's Dark Law, then I'm able to actually use my effects on my turn, because that's what I had a big problem with, was once he got Dark Law out, I wasn't able to use my monster's effects to send them to the graveyard and proceed to get more effects off of them. They would just get banished. We also have Monster Reborn and 1-for-1 for the spells. Trap lineup is 3 Fiendish Chain and 2 Compulsory Evacuation Device. That rounds off the main deck. Let's move on to the extra deck. For the extra deck, we only have the 3 Azurized Silver Dragons still. Unfortunately, we were not able to put into our budget any other extra deck cards, but I'm going to look into it, see what I can get for next week. It's going to be a little tough just adding 5 cards a week to the deck, but we'll see how we do. Next, for the side deck, it's still 3 Swords of Revealing Light, 3 Burst Stream of Destruction, 3 Stamping Destruction, 3 Enemy Controller, and 3 Champions Vigilance. So that's the whole deck, guys. Let's go ahead and get into some duels. Alright guys, so we have 3 duels for you today, starting with our rival Ikorion. Let me swap these real quick. He summons Summoner Monk, activating its effect to special summon Shadow Mist, setting his quick play max change. He also has Back to the Front, face down. We summon Maiden, activate Sage, and he summons Dark Law, which sends Maiden to banished instead of the graveyard. Then we just special summon our Hieratic Dragon of Tefnuit, set 1 card, and end our turn. He summons Solid Soldier, and then Stratos, activating Stratos' effect to pop our back row, and then Back to the Front brings back his Shadow Mist. Then he enters battle phase, attacks over our defense position monster, and hits us for massive damage. We're left with 1600 life points. We draw into a Blue Eyes White Dragon. We summon the Hieratic Dragon, summon our Sage, add our White Stone of Ancients, and it's forced to be banished. Then he attacks over us for game. Game number 2, we T-set pass. Then he summons Solid Soldier, activates its effect, special summons Shadow Mist, and then mass changes it. Summons Dark Law, goes to attack over a monster and gets compulsed. Main phase 2, end phase. We draw. We use Maiden, or we summon Maiden, activate the effect of White Stone of Ancients, and summon Blue Eyes White Dragon. We end our turn there after he bottomlesses it. He activates Summoner Monk, summoning Shadow Mist, using Shadow Mist to add his quick play spell, uses it to bring out Dark Law. He goes to attack our monster. I activate her effect to special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon, then he attacks over our White Stone of Ancients. He uses the emergency call to add a monster. We draw. Activate Burst Stream of Destruction, destroying all of his monsters on the field, and then he special summons a Shadow Mist and activates its effect to grab a match change, and then we synchro summon for our Azurized Silver Dragon. He summons Stratos, activating its effect, add Elemental Hero Neos Alias. We activate the Silver Dragon to bring out Blue Eyes, and he compulses it back to our hand. We use 1-for-1 to bring out Maiden, and then we attack over his Stratos. End phase, draw phase, standby phase, main phase. He summons Neos Alias, uses Mass Change to bring out Koga, and then he attempts to attack over our Azure Eyes, and we Honest it. Our turn. We bring out Blue Eyes White Dragon again with Azure Eyes. Set a monster, attack over his defense position monster, and attack directly for 3,000. We synchro summon another Azure Eyes Silver Dragon and end our turn. He concedes the defeat, and we go on to Game 3. Game 3, he goes first, T-set, pass. I draw. Activate Cards of Continents, discarding White Stone of Ancients, and then do trade in. Summon Sage, add a tuner. We attempt to twin twister his back row, and he compulses our monster. Then we use Silver's Cry to bring out Blue Eyes White Dragon, set a monster, then end our turn by bringing out a Blue Eyes with our White Stone of Ancients. He summons Shadow Mist, uses Mask Change, and then uses Shadow Mist effect Engrave to add a monster. Draw phase. We stop our opponent's Dark Law's effect by activating Fiendish Chain, Synchro Summon, attack over, and attack for 3k. He summons Elemental Hero Voltic, goes into his Light Masked Hero, and then I believe he misplayed there. Then we just basically attack over him with Honest and attack directly for game. So that was a really good match with our rival. I honestly didn't think that we would be able to do that well against our rival currently, because I think heroes are a much stronger deck at this point than Blue Eyes White Dragon. I know Blue Eyes has a lot of support, but with just the structure decks and maybe 10 cards added, I didn't think that we would do that great, but luckily we were able to pull through, and that's $3 towards our next week. Let's go to match 2. Game 2, we're going against the Numeron Gravekeeper deck. We summon our White Stone of Ancients, use Sage to bring out Blue Eyes, and then activate Ancient's effect to bring out our second Blue Eyes at the end of our turn. His turn, he uses Numeron Network to activate the Numeron Calling, bringing out 4 monsters, and then Miracle of Hope, or Memories of Hope, my bad, drawing 4, going into his Zexal, and ending his turn. He activates the effect of his Numeron monster, and we just attack over his monsters. He uses Spy to bring out Gravekeeper's Spiritualist, and we end our turn. He goes into another Gravekeeper monster and fusion summons, and then we just Honest over his fusion monster, and he concedes defeat there. And we go into Game 2. Game 2, they go first, activating their card to add Necro Valley. Then they Pot of Desires, draw 2, and they set 2, activate Necro Valley, and pass. We summon our White Stone of Ancients, activating Sage's effect, special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon. We attack his life points directly. We set 2 cards and pass turn, and we special summon our second Blue Eyes White Dragon. And then they concede defeat there as well. We'll take those wins, it's cool. That's another $3 added to our tab for next week, bringing us up to $9 in the bank. Match number 3, we're going against another Numeron deck. We just summon our Maiden and pass. And then he activates Numeron Wall, and then uses Upstart Goblin. Activates Numeron Wall's effect to bring out 3 monsters, and then summons Zexal. He activates his field spell for his generators, sets a card, and passes turn. We twin twister his back row, and then he activates Utopic Zexal. We summon our Hieratic monster and attack over his Zexal. We end our turn there. His turn, he does network again, bringing out 3 more monsters. And then he goes into Zexal again, attempts to attack over our Heretic monster, and we use Honest to hit over it. He surrendered, and we go into game 2. Game 2, he activates his Numeron network, calling, summoning 3 monsters, going into Zexal and ending his turn. He uses the effect, and we set 2 pass. Main phase, he activates Harpy's Feather Duster, and we use our Forbidden Chalice against it. He attacks us for 400, and then ends his turn. Our turn, we set 1 pass. His turn, he attacks for 1000, and ends his turn. We can't do anything again because he activated his Numeron or number zeros, S0's effect. Then he Pot of Extravagances, and then World Legacy Burgeoning. Burgeoning. But yeah, he's basically got the advantage this whole time just because he had that Numeron S or number S0. I don't even know its name. Utopic Zexal. And then he has a full field of monsters. We use Trade In to draw 2, and then Cards of Consonance. We bring out our Heretic monster, and then we use Sage with Whitestone of Ancients. And I didn't really read my cards here. But yeah, we set 1 pass. He goes into that big beefy monster. We activate Honest, hitting over it. And then he summons Condemn Witch, we Fiendish Chain it, and he ends his turn. Our turn. We draw into enemy controller. He brings out a full field of monsters again on our turn. We end our turn. He draws. Activates his generator monster. Brings out another generator. Goes into 9 Lives Cat. Summons a bunch of cards and ends his turn. His just whole field is just plain advantage right there. And he even solemns over our Twin Twisters just so that he can keep his generator field spell card. From here, he just basically destroys us. We summon the Blue Eyes, we go into Azure Eyes, we attack over his monster, and end our turn. He goes into his generator monster again, gets rid of the Fiendish Chain, and then he ends his turn by summoning, what's that one? Boss of Delusion, and then Generator Shadow of the Generator bosses. He gets rid of our Azure Eyes when we attempt to use its effect to summon the Blue Eyes White Dragon. And then he actually, in his turn, sets 1 and passes. I'm just kind of watch here. The deck is a little bit confusing. I've never actually played against generators before. I know I say that about a lot of decks. I need to start playing a lot more. That's why I'm kind of forcing myself to do more duels in these videos. But that actually brings us to game number 3. So game number 3, we go first. We set 3 pass. Kind of didn't draw too good. And then he actually draws into his Dimensional Fissure, which is freaking crazy against our deck, because if you force us to banish everything, it just kind of defeats us completely. He summons his Witch, adds his Forbidden Chalice, and then activates Dimensional Fissure, sets his Chalice, and passes turn. He gets to special summon his Generator Boss of Delusion, and then 3 tokens. We set 1. He banishes our Blue Eyes White Dragon, summons a generator, and we end our turn. He goes in for the attack. I compulse one of his monsters, hits us for 1500. Uses his generator to bring out another one, the Boss of Light, and then generator boss quests, sets 1, passes turn. I really don't have much I can do here. And I realized that I did misplay a couple times in these duels, mainly because what I did was I clicked on the button that says ignore chain because I had set my Twin Twisters in one of these games, and it kept on asking me. This guy was taking forever on his turns. Kept on asking me, do you want to chain? Do you want to chain? So I turned off chaining, and I wasn't able to chain in end phase in the previous game with my White Stone of Ancients, and then in this game it stopped me from using my Maiden with Eyes of Blue to when he attacked over it, or I forget if he attacked over it or targeted it, but I wasn't able to use its effect because I clicked Do Not Chain or Ignore Chain or whatever. So unfortunately that might have helped us out a little bit, but I feel like the only game that it would have helped us in was the second one, which I think we would have won if we used the White Stone of Ancients. But that being said, those are all the duels. We won one game in this match here, so that brings us up to $10.25 that we're able to use next week. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, please be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps me out and it motivates me to make more and more videos. I'm really enjoying the growth on my channel. I know it's not tremendous, but it's getting me pumped up to make more and more videos. That being said, I do have some cards in mind that I want to get for next week. What I might start doing is either shopping at local card shops, going to Frankenson's, or even buying online, but I'm also gonna probably just use cards that I have in my main collection, look up the prices online as if I was going to buy them, and then just grab them from my main collection so that I don't have to wait for them to come in the mail, worry about things getting lost in the mail. Just, it helps me out, and I don't have to spend, you know, those extra couple bucks or whatever. I could just pull it out and then get it from my own collection. But that being said, please subscribe, please like the video, comment down below what you guys think, and I will see you later. Thank you.